What's up? It's me, Quincy, and today I will be talking about my World War I diorama. And I'll be going over certain questions I get. Why did I do it? What do you plan on doing with it? How did you do it? So to start off, why?
Why?
Picture this, the year is 2016 and I had just completed Army basic training. With this newfound source of wealth, I did something that any sane, like-minded individual would do. Drop $70 on armies in plastic.
What they do is they sell soldiers from different eras, countries, and their selection to choose from is just amazing. I was on a World War I kick at the time. I'm a huge history buff, so I was like, okay, let's buy $80 worth of these soldiers. I actually bought so many that they called, you bought so many, you get a few free sets. So I said, well, hot diggity dog, throw them in, why not? So I ended up getting more, of course. So what I did is I had them like unpainted for a bit. They were just there. Around March 2017, I wanted to try my hand at painting miniatures again. I had done it before when I was in 8th grade. I tried painting army men.
No. Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
I had no idea about primer, I had no idea about wash, I had no idea about varnishing. So I just threw some acrylic paint on some of my cheap plastic soldiers, and I thought they looked good at the time. You couldn't have told me those soldiers didn't look good. I was bringing them to school, I had them in a bag, I was showing them around, but there were so many fundamentals that I didn't even bother to look into. So fast forward 2017, I'm on Reddit, like the mini painting subreddit, trying to figure out what materials do I need. So I made a trip to Amazon, started buying primer, wash. Now, I do commit cardinal sin when I paint my soldier. I use the cheap paints from Walmart. Now keep in mind, I do use a lot of Vallejo stuff, which is a really good paint for miniature figures like this. I've been happy with the result I was able to achieve with this. The very first set of soldiers I painted and was real serious about were these World War I era French soldiers, and I love uniforms.
And who can blame me? To me, the more extravagant the uniform, the better. I'm pretty sure that's definitely something many of you can relate to out there. I mean, come on, you've heard this saying, I love a man in uniform. I just so happen to love little plastic ones in uniform, as corny as that sounds.
Armies in Plastic has a crazy selection, and I made full use of it. I had about 50 soldiers painted. Well, dang, they need a home. Growing up, my dad loved model trains and always wanted to build model train sets, have the terrain and stuff for it. So me growing up, he was a big inspiration to me. So I have all these World War I soldiers. I need to build a home for them.
And what better place to start than your local Home Depot, where dioramas are born. If that's not their motto, it should be.
Bought some insulation foam, some board. On the Amazon side, I got modeling clay for the terrain, hobby sand. I bought these sandbags. A lot of terrain builders like to make their own sandbags. I tried it, I was garbage at it. I think moving forward for my next diorama, I probably will make my own sandbags. Started off wood board with I had 2 pieces of insulation foam stuck to the board. When you want to build a diorama, you want to plan it out. Took permanent marker, drew on it, and what I wanted to achieve with this diorama was just a very general World War I-esque diorama. What do you usually think of when you think World War I? The image a lot of people get when they think of World War I is the Western Front.
You know the image of soldiers packed tightly in claustrophobic trenches, miles of land destroyed by artillery fire filled with rain, water, and mud, impenetrable barbed wire, men going over the top in suicidal frontal charges, and the German soldiers in their spiky helmets known as Pickelhaube.
Why do I do it? A lot of people ask if I do it for war gaming, and I'm like, no, I don't.
What? What the
For me, it was partly to see if I was able to do it. Secondly, it's just therapeutic. It just eases my mind, even though it's very, very tedious, and I kind of want to pull what little hair I have out while I do it. Overall, it's just a fun little hobby of mine. What do I plan on doing with it? What I'm doing now, just putting it out there, letting people see what I do. I do it to show that anybody can do it. I am an extreme amateur when it comes to this stuff. I had absolutely no experience before doing it, and it kind of shows. Like, this diorama is very flat. You know, there's not much to it. And I just wanted to try my hand at it, so moving forward, I can learn from my mistakes and do something better next time. And besides, it's cool as heck.
At this point, I used the insulation foam and glued them on top of the piece of board after I had drawn with permanent marker the shape I wanted to get of the trench. I then used a knife to cut out the shape of the trench. Then I dug out shell holes using a spoon and a knife and began using the modeling clay to form the bomb craters and the overall general terrain I wanted. Then I covered the entire board in a layer of glue and began throwing the hobby sand on top. I also used some small little items I had from when I was a kid as debris. And for the trees, I just made a trip to my backyard and collected some twigs. Once the clay had dried, I applied a brown coat of paint all over the diorama and began placing down my different types of debris. I placed down some barriers and some corpses, and then I was able to move on to what excited me the most, using Vallejo still water. The still water was great for filling in the depressed areas and the bomb craters, and for any other just general water effects I wanted to achieve on the diorama. For my barbed wire on a budget, I used the spiral out of an old notebook I had found in my closet and toothpicks. For the inside of the trenches, I found the old corrugated cardboard from inside of a pizza box. To give the ground more variation, I added different sizes of hobby sand and then applied a dry brush to give it a bit more definition. After about 2 years of work on and off, it would eventually become the diorama that you see right now. Now I'll just give you some quick tips on how I made this little explosion effect. I used this product called Polyfill and bought double-sided tape, black paint, and tea light candles. What you do is wrap the double-sided tape at the base of the tea light candle, place the polyfill over top of it in the shape of an explosion, and then what I did was I dabbled black paint. Then I used a can of black spray paint for a more overall uniform look, put some spray varnish on there, and bam, you've got an explosion, which is sure to bring your diorama to life.
And I hope this little video of mine just gave you an idea of why I did it, how you can do it if you really want to.
You don't need to be a man to do this. You just gotta believe in yourself.
So, that just about sums it up. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Go forward, be kind, do something nice for somebody. There's too much wickedness out there. We need to rein some of that in. So, again, sayonara. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And I'll see you next time. So long.